children, very good morning. Myself L.K. Tripathi from LPM Public School. Dear students, today we have a new video that is from chapter 8. The topic is religious beliefs and popular movement. This chapter will give us a lot of information about the different types of religion, movements, beliefs which started during the centuries. It's better for us to study properly, attentively, to understand the chapter in better way. Let's see how important is the role of education in the realization of one's goals. Think and answer. Akbar was a great ruler, but we all know that he was uneducated. In this chapter, you will study about different religious philosophers, some of whom stress on education and knowledge of the Vedas and Upanishads as crucial to the attainment of enlightenment. In your opinion, what will happen if there is stress on education as the most important factor for religious and spiritual enlightenment? The medieval period of India or Indian history was marked by a fusion of numerous cultural streams, new religious ideas and beliefs, along with the emergence of religious teachers who emphasize intense devotion to God, as we saw in the earlier chapter. Hinduism assimilated many tribal groups into its fold. New mythologies, cults, and religious rituals resulting from the symbolic relations between the Hindus and the tribal groups led to the emergence of Puranic Hinduism. In fact, the incorporation of local deities and cults reflects the assimilative character of Puranic Hinduism. The Mahapuranas, from which this strain of Hinduism derives its name, embody the various elements of Puranic Hinduism. The Bhakti movement and Sufism were the two other popular religious movements that gained in importance during this period. These new ideas affected the religious ideologies, beliefs, rituals, and cults of Hinduism and Islam. The Bhakti movement, the term Bhakti derived from the Sanskrit word bhas refers to devotion to a supreme entity with exceptional power of knowledge and meditation between the worshippers and God by priests was excluded. The propagation of the Bhakti ideology by saints as hymns or couplets included social participation, religious equality, and liberal ideas. The origin of the Bhakti movement can be traced back to the Brahmanical and Buddhism traditions of ancient India. Ancient texts like the Upanishads, Vedas, and the Bhagavad Gita speak of devotion to one supreme God. The socio-economic milieu of the period led to the emergence of the Bhakti movement. The increase in demand for manufactured goods resulted in more migration of traders, craft people, peasants, and artisans to cities. These artisans were attracted to the Bhakti movement due to its assimilative character. Rejection of the caste system and complex rituals added to the popularity of this movement. The poetic compositions by saints like Kabir, Guru Nanak, Tulsidas, or Chaitanya also questioned the oppression of the common people by local kings and the higher caste. The Bhakti movement surfaced in South India and was disseminated by the Alvars and the Narayanas. They disregarded religious austerities and praised personal devotion to God as a route to salvation. The Alvars were devotees of Vishnu or Vaishnavites, while the Nainars were devotees of Shiva or Shaivites. A preacher of the Bhakti movement in South India could belong to any caste. Similarly, people from any caste could join the order. There were women saints too. They went from one place to another, composing exquisite, excited poems in praise of deities enshrined in the villages and set them to music. These saints were popular with the masses because they preached in local languages such as Tamil, Kannada, and Telugu. Their teachings were simple and easy. Adi Shankaracharya, born into a poor yet pious Brahmin family in Kerala, Shankaracharya is remembered as one of the first Hindu thinkers who conducted a re-examination and reformation of the Vedic philosophy. As a young boy, he showed a high degree of scholarship by mastering the four Vedas. These teachings laid stress on the significance of Upanishadic knowledge in the attainment of God. Thus, his philosophy is also known as Vedanta. He laid the foundation of four mathas or monastic centers at Sringeri, Dwarka, Puri, and Jyotirmath with the aim of propagating his philosophy. In this way, we have seen this topic up to here. Next, we shall discuss about Ramanuja, the Vaishnavites, Madhvacharya. All these facts about the religion will come out through explanation in the next video. Till then, you have to do your task properly in the copies or as suggested by your teacher to do. Till then, thank you. Goodbye.